Let's be honest. At some point, we've all daydreamed about ruling our own country. Maybe it's because you're sick of taxes, bad Wi-Fi, or people chewing too loudly in public. Whatever the reason, the question stands. Could one person ever legally own an entire country? You might be thinking, well, kings and dictators exist. Sure, but they don't own their countries. They just act like they do. So could someone just buy a country like they're adding a yacht to their shopping cart? Let's break this down before you start checking your bank balance. The short answer, sorry, but no one's selling. If you were hoping to just waltz up to a world leader with a blank check, I have bad news. Countries aren't for sale. They're not real estate. You can buy land, sure, but that doesn't mean you own a nation. The idea of absolute ownership just doesn't apply to modern nation-states. International law doesn't recognize individual ownership of sovereign countries. The closest thing you'll get is controlling a nation, like a dictator, a corporate overlord, or a tech billionaire buying up an island and declaring it Elonistan. But legally, no dice. But what about historical examples, aka when countries were up for grabs? Back in the good old days, by which I mean the brutal and violent days, owning a country was totally a thing. Monarchs treated their kingdoms like personal property, passing them down through generations or just straight up selling them. Fun fact, in 1803, Napoleon sold the entire Louisiana territory to the US for some quick cash, and in 1697, Sweden literally rented out parts of its country in a peace deal. But today, things are a bit more complicated. Countries have constitutions, governments, and unfortunately, for aspiring overlords, citizens with opinions. Loopholes? Asking for a friend with too much money. Okay, so you can't buy a country, but could you create one? Technically, yes. People have tried to establish micronations, self-declared countries that exist in legal gray areas. Think Sealand, a tiny platform off the coast of England that some guy claimed as his own sovereign nation. And then there are billionaires who try to influence or outright control countries through money, politics, or media. You might not be able to own a nation, but with enough wealth, you can certainly own its leaders. Final thoughts. Put the checkbook away, Jeff Bezos. So unless you're planning to start a war, which we do not recommend, you're out of luck when it comes to owning an entire country. Governments, international laws, and people who live there tend to get in the way. That said, if you've got enough cash, you can buy influence, land, or even a passport to a country that will let you in based on your net worth. Just don't expect to be crowned supreme overlord of insert country here. Now, if you enjoyed this deep dive into ridiculous hypotheticals, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments. If you could own a country, what would you name it? I'm going with Sarcastria.